mourning is sort of active processing of grief, if you will, in
Yes.
some fashion. And I think, what you're sharing is such a great gift to all of us because everybody that I know is going to go through loss. Everybody's going to lose their parents, typically before they will die before they do. And tragically, people might lose brothers, sisters, friends. There may be physical tragedies, abuse, trauma. Life is not easy. So, unfortunately, there's way too many opportunities for grief in life. There aren't too many people that I know that have had this charmed griefless life. Grief, I don't know what that means. I've never had to experience it. Pain, what's pain? Yeah, I live in Disneyland. Well, that's not on planet Earth. It's just not reality for whatever reason. So just this idea of, it's funny, we finished recently a series on loss, and a lot of what people who had very different experiences, from losing loved ones to a woman whose husband was lead pastor of a pretty big church in Southern California, committed suicide, actually in church. He was in his early 30s. She was 30 with 3 boys, 5 and under. I mean, that's his anger, grief, how do you process all that? And she's still like in her early 30s. But one of the mantras or lines I heard beneath the surface is really head into the storm, if you will. When there's the grief and emotion, you don't run through it. The way to get past it, maybe past is the wrong word, the way to deal with it in some fashion is just to head towards it. And, without even understanding it, I've probably in some strange, imperfect way have tried to do that because I'm an analytical person. So if I feel bad, I have to know why. And I have to process it. I'm feeling angry or something about the family business or, various challenging relationships, something will come up. I mean, there are times without getting too I don't know what, analytical, that because the whole thing with the family business is so painful, sometimes it's like, well, it's hard for me to go back to Australia at times because it triggers all sorts of grief and, kind of, oh, people will look at me. There's the young kid that lost this massive family business. Well, who knows? I mean, it's like decades and decades ago, but my psyche doesn't understand that. It's irrational. So, all of these weird emotions and then you deal with it. And then the next day is actually a bit better. And then another wave comes but ignoring it is never helpful. You can't stop emotions.